Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a K-91, it's a Tier 10 Soviet medium tank. It's located on the westboard of Studzianki and it's under the command of Picklefish 44. Now this tank is all about the gun. It's a 100mm capable of 320 alpha, penetrating 276 with the standard APCR and going up to 320 with the heat rounds. Well, the game started and Picklefish's gun's dropped, but he's not moving yet. And he's got a rather colourful design on the front of his vehicle. Makes it look like a skull with a big jaws underneath it. Now this is actually quite a good sniping medium, but it's not a brawling medium, unfortunately, mainly because the turret won't turn 360 degrees. And well, part of the reason for that is the fact that the turret is right at the rear of the vehicle rather than at the front or in the centre. It's also got a driver who's actually sitting in the turret, in the fighting compartment, not in the actual hull. And you can see the reason for that obviously was the fact that the turret is right at the back. If you had the driver in the hull, then he would be right at the front and they wouldn't be able to communicate with him fairly easily. But putting him in the fighting compartment means they can communicate with him, but he has to have the same sort of arrangement that you have with the LTG, where the driver is also in the fighting compartment, but able to look exactly where the vehicle's going. Well, no movement from Picklefish so far, and I'm wondering if he's disconnected because his gun's dropped. Something else about this tank is that it also, funnily enough, has a gun depression of 9 degrees. And that's because the gun can go over the sides of the vehicle. And that will give you 9 degrees rather than over the front of the vehicle where you'd only have a minimal gun depression. And he's into action now. And fires a blind shot over where the enemy mediums are likely to be. There's a bulldog over there, presumably. That medium has, in fact, the bulldog's come into sight. Fires a shot in the direction of the other enemy to the south. Fires another blind shot to the north. He's going south, yep. It may have been the list that he was firing at, but he fired those shots very, very quickly. I think he felt guilty that he'd been out of the game for so long, just sitting inactive. And as I say, this is a much better sniping tank than an actual brawling tank. It never actually got built. It was rejected at the design phase. The hull is fairly weak, but the turret, well, fairly bouncy, but there are some weak spots that you can aim at, such as those cupolas. And most players who play against the K-91 will tell you that, yeah, it can be penned. If the enemy aims at it, they hit the right place, they can get it. Now there's an enemy list nearby. We've lost the tank there. Our Liberté is holding back. Okay, we just spotted an SU-130 PM. He fires around and kills the bulldog. Oh, and the Liberté was blocking us. And thank God that the shell hit him rather than hitting Picklefish. But the wreck is also still taking fire. Yeah, that was very naughty of the Liberté to block Picklefish as he pulled back there. So it's a good shot. Good job that the shell hit him, even though it meant the Liberté was out of the game. The fact is that Picklefish is more important in this game in the end. Okay, missed a chance on that Type 4. He's out the game. So he's facing a Liss, a UDES and an SU-130 PM. The UDES has got close. And he has been spotted. Took a round from the UDES. Got behind the building for cover. Yuda's pulled back immediately after he took that shot. He has got a shot in the T10, but only momentarily. Now, with a rear-mounted turret, you'd think that this would be quite a good tank for side-scraping on the enemy. But it's actually a much better sniper, as I said. It's far easier to take shots at long range on the enemy. He knocked down half the building there when he was pulling back. I think he was pulling back really because he engaged 3 enemy tanks at the same time, and he's now come up against the building that... Can he destroy that one? Yes, he did actually. Yeah, he's pulling back defensively, trying to keep his front facing the enemy, just in case they suddenly appear and try to bounce him. And now he's got the support of the ELC and the Indian Panzer. We're 1 tank behind the enemy, 2 tanks behind the enemy now. No shots on the STG Conqueror. It looks like the enemy were reluctant to try and follow him, and that could be down to the DPM of this 100mm gun. It's 5-second reload, but it is very, very good gun, which means that yes, if they had tried to follow him, they probably would have taken a lot of damage. Now, if I remember correctly, that's an indestructible building there, so he's side scraping off that. And we can't see the SU-130PM. He's fired a blind shot in that direction. Didn't see that hit the ground, but it is soggy ground there, so the shell's probably burying itself. Well, he's fired those rounds off, and all of a sudden the SU-130PM comes into sight, puts one into him. Very accurate gun. Wait for the reload. Yes, nice hit. It looked like he tracked him. And he gets the kill shot. Nice. Still 2 tanks behind. But I think he feels a little more confident now, with help of the Indian Panzer and the ELC. Oh, the Standard B's been tracked. He's a 1-shot. He's out the game. That's what this tank's really good for doing. Sniping like that, taking enemy tanks out from a distance. Okay, CS Liss, another kill. 4 kills now. Got a Type T62 in the distance. Buildings between us and him. He's the other side of the ridgeline now. Okay, well, we're now 3 tanks behind the enemy. It's only the guys in the south, the ELC, the Indian Panzer, and the K-91 left. He's going to have to return to the cap area to protect the cap. Conqueror, UDES, and the IS-4 are coming in from the north. The UDES repositioned himself. That was the reason why he didn't actually follow in after Picklefish, because he was actually heading up to the north to help out there, and probably because he was afraid that if he did follow Picklefish, he was more than likely going to get ambushed. Okay, so he's going to try and take out that Conqueror if he tries to come near the cap. ELC spotted the T10 as well. Looks like they're all going to come at the same time. Here's one of them. Oh, good shot on the T10. He can't see the Conqueror though, which might be because the Conqueror is the other side of the railway line, the embankment. He wasn't spotted though when he fired, so obviously they've got nobody within view range. Because of course he wasn't using the bush mechanic really as such. It's just that T10 was spotted by the ELC, and when he came to view he just blasted him. Okay, well the Conqueror's not in sight. There he is! He did use the embankment. And Picklefish has decided to pull back. The Conqueror's looking in this direction, but he's not looking directly at Picklefish, so I don't think he can see him. Picklefish backing up to try and get behind this bank on the corner. As soon as the Conqueror comes up, oh, there's the enemy. They're in the dip. Now remember, this turret can't turn the full way round, so he couldn't turn the vehicle to face those guys and turn his turret to fix and hit the Conqueror. The Indian Panzer's going to stay behind at the cap area. He's going to go and deal with the T-62 and the UDAs. Where are they? They've gone into this dip. Yes, he's chasing the T-62. Oh, he ricocheted off the rear, but the T-62 fluffed up by driving into the wall. And he takes a round and dies, which means the UDAS is next, and he's one shot. And he reloads a heat round to make absolutely certain he takes a round from the UDAS, but he finishes them off. And that's now 7 kills. He got the Top Gun when he killed the T-62A. The Conqueror has spotted the Indian Panzer, who's pulling back. We haven't seen the IS-4. The ELC's going up to the factory, so he might spot that guy soon. It looks to me like the Conqueror is still sitting in the dip. Oh, we lost the ELC. He crashed. That's not so good. Now, we haven't seen the T-95. He's never been seen. In fact, actually, he might be an AFK. It's a very good chance he is AFK, because you'd think that... yes, he is. There he is. He's still at the cap. He's AFK. Okay, I think he's going to finish this guy off. Okay, he's going to use all the APCR first. Hoping he can get an ammo rack to end the game quickly. That's better. He's now having to use the heat because that's all he's got left.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy is hit.
One more shot to get that kill, and that will be his Radleys. Yes! Radleys! Okay, the Conqueror killed our Indian Panzer, I'm afraid, so that means that Picklefish 44 is the last member of his team alive. He's got 8 kills now. There's still 2 enemies out there. Potentially, he could get a Pulse Medal. He doesn't know where the IS-4 is. He knows the Conqueror was near his cap, but he's not capping, which means he's hunting. He's also... well, he's clever enough to realise that if he did try to cap, then Picklefish would come back to take him out. And there's very few places you can hide in that cap area and not get hit. That's the 2-minute warning. Picklefish is not going to cap either. There's no point. Again, for the same reasons, he could easily be taken out by the enemy once he's in the cap. So instead, he's going to hunt down the IS-4 and then kill the Conqueror. Oh, now the Conqueror has decided to cap. And in fact, they're both in the cap, which means they both made a fatal error, which Picklefish can get them on. And that means the potential Pulse Medal is on the cards. He's going to go into the dip on the north side of this bank, the north side, which is where the Conqueror originally went. Ooh, there's one of them in sight already. Gets a hit and kills the Conqueror. That means there's only one left now, the IS-4. And, oh, he's got a lot of hit points. There he's in sight. He can't see us. First hit for 318. He fired a round back and only hit our tracks. That was a nice penetration for 306. One more shot to win the game and win a Pulse Medal. There he is. Can you get that? Oh, it wasn't the kill shot. Go for it. This will be for the game. Yes! Pulse Medal. Nicely done. I guess you could say that Picklefish 44 saved his team there. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Oh my god, he didn't just get a Paul's medal. Look at this. He only got a first class tanker. So obviously a lot of people play the K-91 and get very good results. But he did get his first mark of excellence on this tank. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and the bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 5 exactly. He got an epic medal. He got the Pools medal for getting 10 kills on the enemy. He cleaned up the last remaining enemy tanks. He got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills, and because he reset the cap and got enough defense points, he also picked up a Defender as well, and a win rate of 7776. Which is Super Unicum standard, so very well done. And let's have a look at the team scores to see where he stands with the others. Well, he didn't get the high caliber. No, the Conqueror on the enemy team got a high caliber for 6,059 hit points. So he'll get the Courageous Resistance, even though he lost the game because he got a Battle Hero medal. The next highest damage was actually done by the Centurion 7-1 on his team with 5,270 hit points, and he got a Confederate as well, so he also gets well, he actually picks up the hit points for a winning player. And then we've got Picklefish with 5,012 hit points, so he's the 3rd highest damage, but he is the winner of the game, and he picked up the Epic medal, of course, the Pools medal, Top Gun and Defender. The Liberté, no, it's not the Liberté, that's the M451 on his team, also got a Confederate in that game. When it came to kills, of course, Picklefish gets the highest with 10 kills, the next highest scorer being the Conqueror with 4, the T10 with 3, and then the STG with 2 alongside the Centurion on his own team. And when it came to base XP, it was the Centurion who did the best with 1,295 base, 1,199 went to Picklefish, and 943 went to the AMX M451, not forgetting actually the Conqueror was above him, mainly because of the high caliber, 1,025, so it actually went Centurion, K-91, Conqueror, and then the M451. So well done to the Conqueror for getting such a high amount of damage, but sadly you made a big mistake going into the cap. If you'd stayed out of the cap, you could have at least faced the prospect of fighting it out with Picklefish when he finally found you, but as it was, you sat in the cap and you just made yourself an easy target for that beautiful 100mm gun on the K-91. Picklefish fired 35 rounds in that game, got 26 direct hits, 22 penetrations, damage of 5,012 hit points, of which 3,677 were at more than 300 meters. He received 5 hits from the enemy, 3 of them were penetrations, 2 non-penetrations, and he blocked damage of 320 hit points in total. Spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 10 of the enemy, and did 87 defense points when he reset the cap. On a premium account, he earned 65,919 credits, but he did have to fire some premium rounds in that game, and after repair and ammunition resupply, took away a loss of 29,117 credits, but he won't worry about that because he got a first mark, and he also got a Pools medal. 7 bonds for the game, 1,798 XP, 14,096 for mission completion, and took away 15,894 experience points altogether. So even though he was basically AFK for the first few minutes of the game, he actually came away with a victory which I think most people would be very proud of, and of course carried his team at the end by killing 2/3 of the enemy team all alone. Well, not all alone, well, he was all alone at the end, but he did so in style as well, and the enemy made a fatal error by capping the way they did. Effectively, they just gave the game away to Picklefish, and of course he took advantage of it. They made a silly error, and he capitalised on it. Very well done. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a comment down below, let other people know that we exist, and thanks for watching.